Hey, what's up? This is Dan.
This is David from Disturbed, about to take you through the history of the Disturbed video library right here on Scuzz. Down with the Sickness was our first big arena shoot, I guess you could say.
Live video.
Nathan Cox directed. That was when we first headlined our favorite hometown venue, which we'll always call the World Music Theater, but it's now called...
Changed the names a couple times. It's the
First Midwest Bank. First with Miss... Yeah. It's changed ownership a bunch, but that was the biggest outdoor shed music venue in our neck of the woods that we always wanted to play, and it was our very first time headlining it for a radio show, and to see 25, 30,000 Disturbed fans in our hometown show up and to film the video there was an unbelievably surreal moment. I mean, one of those career-defining moments.
Yeah, not too long ago, us being the ones in the crowd dreaming of being on that stage in our hometown, and then, you know, a few years later, us shooting a video for our biggest song off that first album. Awesome, just to be able to do that and come a long way.
The one rocks harder.
Inside the Fire was probably one of the most difficult for me. I'm sure for the other guys too on certain levels. Very well shot. Also, Nathan. As you can see, we've had a recurring theme with Nathan Cox doing a lot of these videos. It's just been a really good working relationship between us. Very hard to go through because unfortunately the events in the video were actually based on a real life experience of suicide. Very, very brutal. Definitely the most provocative, the most in your face, and the most frightening that anyone has seen the band to date. We definitely wanted to make a statement with this video and with this record that we were consciously moving back towards the darkness that kind of gave birth to us in the first place. And all the imagery in the video is very in sync with that. It was also kind of nice to play covered in blood.
Yeah, that was kind of a last-minute addition to it of incorporating some of the blood scenes in our performances, and man, it's such a different feeling to put it. It's like putting a mask on or sunglasses and feel like you're hiding behind it. You really act different when you're covered in it, and it kind of everybody kind of let loose on their performance and gave a great delivery of it. And I mean, David having a real important role of not just his performance, his musical performance, but, you know, to have to act in it too, which none of us have really done a whole lot of acting in the past videos, and David having to step into that role and to kind of have to go back to such a personal attachment he has to it was different for us to view on the outside, and to see how he had gotten emotional filming that part. But the delivery was great. It got the message across and the point across, and probably, as of right now, probably one of my favorite videos so far. Just that was at the Riviera. That was shot in our hometown of Chicago.
Live video.
I think it was towards the end of one of our tours. Yeah, it was just another live performance stuff. We had a local video crew who was out on the road with us for a while, getting some footage off the stage, just kind of behind the scenes, and incorporated some of that with the live performance as well. And that was kind of shot more in what was that movie? Weren't they going for like a Sin City type of vibe for that video? So just something different imagery-wise. I don't know. We've getting to that point. We got to start trusting some of these guys to get real creative with it, because there's only so many live videos we want to shoot. So we got to hopefully come up with some cool images, to incorporate to change things up.
Line of Confusion was the easiest video we ever did. We didn't have to really be a part of it. Todd McFarlane did a great job with the animation. The storyline really pulled together a lot of very, button-pushing sorts of elements in the video. Very progressive and suggestive enough without being too in your face. It's amazing some of the things you can actually get away with when it's animated.
Yeah.
But definitely was the easiest video we ever had to do. Remember,
we actually shot 2 videos for.
the first one, the label wasn't all about. That was the one that we first shot that was more vignettes of our lives. And then the second one was by
Mark Webb.
And it basically was us performing in front of a screen on a stage, some bits of word imagery being screened behind us. My personal favorite part of the video was when the glass finally broke.
The back wall exploded, and we were actually standing there, and there were like little pieces of silicone or something that they blew out, these big, I don't know, hooked up to some compressor or something, and just shot these pieces. So you actually were getting pelted by these pieces. They weren't real glass, but they were pieces of silicone just kind of hitting us in the back of the head, but it made a cool imagery.
There you go. Stricken.
Another Nathan
Another
Cox.
Nathan one, yeah. I liked that one a lot. That was one of the more recent ones that I really dug. The imagery in it that, he brought to light between the wolf and the spider, and the way that the actual performance footage was shot was really crisp and sharp and dark and very moody. It kind of went back to where things were a little bit with the Stupefy video almost. It went back towards that sort of vibe.
The drum performance was filmed in the little boiler room.
Where Freddy Krueger.
Nightmare on Elm Street scenes there. So, he was down there. I think some of the band performed. It was like an old hospital or something. Like, I don't know, mental hospital or something. But
so definitely set the vibe. Stupefy was the first video we ever shot. Also directed by Nathan Cox. Very creepy video. Kind of the one that put us on the map. That was the first one that became buzzworthy on MTV. Just a lot of very disturbing footage from the crucifixion type positioning and the elements and the sort of cinematography reminiscent of Jacob's Ladder, with the fast-moving sort of shambling kind of effect of the creatures and the people within the video. Definitely a video that significantly helped put us on the map.
I just remember being very overwhelmed showing up to that, since, like David said, it was our first video, and we show up and there's all these trailers and catering and all this, and just looking like a movie set, and us think, oh my God, this is the real deal. This is our first real video. It wasn't just a buddy shooting his little handheld camera doing it. This was a full-on crew, and so it was very exciting for us. I remember seeing it the first time that it was played on MTV, and just being overwhelmed by thinking we finally made our first real music video.
One of the most grueling. Filmed in this cellar of some warehouse or
like an old fish market.
Yeah, something. There was asbestos and fish and God knows whatever the hell else.
Yeah. All the crew, the camera crew, everybody had on these respirators, these masks on, and we didn't have anything on us. So we're breathing this stuff in all day, and we're hacking up and spitting and coughing all this black junk.
like for days
It
afterwards.
was brutal.
Horrible. The performance element, and you know, even the office stuff was kind of strange at the
Yeah.
time too. I don't know, me in a suit and tie or shirt and tie, you know, still is weird to me. But it was definitely the most grueling of any of the shoots that we had done. But it definitely made its mark. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you out on the road really soon. Come check us out live.